Hey guys, welcome in. 30 books in 30 weeks, 180 days of ahas, oohies, and takeaways. I can't believe it's been 6 months, you guys. 6 full months of videos and personal development, reading, bonding, sharing, and it's been an amazing journey to embark on this. And I stretched myself. Hey, Kat. I stretched myself last year when I committed at the beginning of the year to doing 30 books in 30 weeks. I didn't really think through how long 30 weeks really is. It sounded catchy. And then when I sat down and I looked at the calendar, I was like, geez, that's till the end of June. And so now here we are, 180 days, a full 6 months into this thing. And this week we're working out of my favorite book, one of my favorite books, because actually like 25 of them so far have been really impactful books in my life. So, but Genius Potentials by my business coach, my mentor, Dr. Will Moreland. And so I'm excited to be able to share this particular book with you all as part of our journey together for 30 books in 30 weeks. As you guys come in, feel free to share the video out, invite some others into the conversation. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Marcy Batiste. I'm your ultimate power coach. I am America's #1 reality-based success and recovery trainer. And the thing that moves me and soothes my soul is to be the spark that ignites a light for somebody else to shine. And so being able to drop nuggets like these that help other people be able to implement change and greatness and genius and success in their lives is what excites me. Being able to reach back and help somebody else along using the lessons and the tools that I've learned. So I'm sold out to my happiness. That's my North Star, my guiding light. And I always live life on Mars. I pretty much operate by my own rules within certain boundaries, obviously. So let me jump right in to tonight's subject. You got to be willing to be bad enough, long enough, to get good enough to become great. That's the message for tonight. Let me say that again. You got to be willing to be bad enough, long enough, to get good enough to become great. And that right there, that willingness, fear steps in and takes our willingness away. And we think that we can't be great, we can't be genius because we're going to suck at it, whatever it is. And I'm here to tell you, you will suck to begin with. That's fact. You're not going to be great at everything you try the first time out. I tried to ice skate. I still suck at ice skating and I'm over 45 years old. I tried ice skating when I was 5. 40 years later, I still suck at it. But I had to be willing to be bad enough, long enough to get good enough to become great. And I wasn't. I wasn't willing. That's a fact. I probably couldn't know how to ice skate right now if I was willing enough to just suck at it for a while. What's up, Marcus? But I wasn't. So therefore, I cannot ice skate. I still grab the rail. My ankles still do this whole thing. I still squeal the whole time. It's just not a pretty sight. Like I'm too old to be, I'm too old to be doing that. So I don't ice skate. And my ankles are weak. But I digress. The point is, I wanted to ice skate at one point, and I wasn't willing to be bad enough, long enough to get good, to become great. And discovering your genius potential, that's the only way it happens. You have to be willing to suck at something before you can get great at something. And so Doc talks about it. He calls it the 5 stages of your genius potential. And so he talks about that first stage being incompetence, right? Like I said, you're not ever going to just walk into a new experience, a new career, a new job, a new relationship even, and have everything be peachy keen and you're all like boom, 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 boom. You're always going to go through a training period. You're always going to go through a trial period, and you're always going to suck at it to begin with. That's why you have coaches. That's why you have mentors. That's why you have trainers. They're the people that help you get through the willingness to be bad enough long enough to get good enough to be great. Right? It's your job to go from great from good to great. It's the mentor, the coach, the trainer, the boss, the supervisor's job to hold your hand while you're willing to be bad enough long enough to get good. And then you take it from good to great. Understand? Does that make sense? So you enter into it in your incompetence stage. Then you go to competence. So I can do this. I'm okay at it. I still have a few questions every now and then, but I'm functioning on my own. I'm alright. I'm okay. And then you get to good. That's where your autonomy kicks in. You can do things on your own. You're not going back to, let's say if it's for a new job, you're not running to your supervisor all the time asking questions. So you're good. Then you reach your expert stage. Once you hit expert, that's when you're the person that they're coming to. And people are asking you questions now. So take an instance, a new job, you were in training, and then you were in like maybe on the job training, and then from on the job training you went to working by yourself, and then the next stage, then when you're getting to the expert stage, you have new people that are coming in now. They're asking you questions, right? Again, you got to be willing to be bad enough long enough to get good enough to become great. And I want you guys, if you don't remember anything else I've said in these whole 30 weeks process, I want you to take that home. Like, write it down, put it on your wall, do something that it's going to remind you that you're supposed to suck at new stuff sometimes. Like, it's okay. It's part of the process. Incompetence is one of the 5 stages. And then the 5th stage is your genius stage. And that's where you are an industry leader. You are seen as someone that is a trusted advisor. In the case of a mentor or a coach, my clients pay me to be a highly paid advisor because of the work, the coursework, the study, and whatever the case may be. That's my genius. My coaching is part of my genius, just like my writing is part of my genius. And so that's why now I can teach classes to other people on how to write books. I can coach a new author through the process. So when they're stuck, I help them get unstuck because I'm in that expert stage of those arenas, right? But I didn't start there. None of us starts in the genius phase. None of us starts in the expert stage. Most of us don't even start at good. Most of us start at incompetent. And that's one of the things, like I said, Doc talks about in the book. He talks about those 5 stages: incompetence to competence to goodness to greatness to genius, right? But if you're never willing to be bad enough long enough to get good enough to become great, you'll never become great. You can't get to genius without going through all of those other things. At some point, we all have to learn. Think about a baby walking. This is one of the best examples I can think of. Think about a baby walking. Babies are relentless when they're learning to walk. Everything is an aid. Everything is a tool to help them stand, to help them be stabilized. And when we see a new baby trying to walk, we don't just walk past them and kind of kick them to the side. No, you help them, you hold their hand, you encourage them, and they don't give up. We all had to learn to walk someday. At one point, we all sucked at walking. The most basic and most fundamental thing, right? But at some point, you figured it out. And now you can walk. And then pretty soon you're able to run. And for some of you, not me, then you turn your running into becoming an athlete. And then maybe a professional athlete. That's genius, right? So that's what that progression looks like. But if the baby was never willing, and none of us were ever willing to be bad enough at walking, to get good enough to be able to do it independently, we would never be able to be autonomous at it. We would never be able to go on to run if we'd never taken the time and been willing to be bad enough to walk. And when you think about it, like, Some of the best videos that you see on the internet are of babies taking tumbles. I mean, they're just the cutest things, right? The baby's not thinking, oh God, I look like a fool. That's adult thinking, because now we're placing perceptions into our experience. And so, oh, somebody's going to judge me, someone's going to make fun of me, and then it stops us from pursuing whatever it is that we're trying to pursue that's going to help us to become great. So remember, if you guys don't take away anything else in these whole 30 weeks, please share this video out. Share this with a friend. Share this with your children. Share it with someone who needs the reminder that you, in order to be successful at anything, at any level, you must be willing to be bad enough, long enough to get good enough to become great. And after greatness, you will discover your genius. So that's our word for tonight. Genius Potential, week 25 in 30 books in 30 weeks. As always, guys, thanks for living life on Mars with me, and thanks for being part of the Ultimate Power Team. I'm so glad you joined in. Y'all have a great night, and we'll talk tomorrow.